Hey everybody, Mary from Blooming Rose Healing and the founder of Whale Breathing. So I actually, it's been a while, so I am back talking about the beautiful essence of breath work. I actually have been watching this story on Facebook of a whale off of Oregon's coast who got tangled into she got tangled in some kind of fishing line, and unfortunately it was like interfering with her swimming, and then it got her to unfortunately beach. And she's actually pretty, there's a lot of vitality and life in her, and the thing that's really sad about it is that when whales meet land and gravity, you're talking about a 30,000 pound being sitting on, on the earth. And when the water goes back out, it's hard for this whale to really maneuver itself on the land. And it takes a lot of strength to try and get back out into the deeper water. And there's a lot of people assisting, trying to help. So it made me think a lot. Well, one of the things that was interesting is they were checking her vitals, and she was doing really well as of last night. And it's really, I don't know what's going to happen with her. And it's a very, it's such a incredible loss to lose these beautiful whales, especially because you're watching her and she's just fighting to live and wanting to get back out into the waters. But what it made me think about was because her vitals were so good last night, they decided to let her rest and wait until this morning for high tide, because hopefully that will give her strength and she can get back out into the deeper ocean. And it made me think about the importance of rest and how we have lost touch with that in our own lives, because because that next day we need that vitality, that the rest, and to help us get through the days. And it's been a really kind of stressful time for a lot of people. And I was thinking a lot about also, as I have been doing a lot more research on the more science behind breathing, in this important glymphatic system that lives within the brain, but it really can't get activated until our lymphatic system, which is more the whole body immune system, fluids are moved, not that there's less fluids. And the only way that fluid moves is through breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. And what it creates is a space, because when the body is in more or less stress, and stress comes from, imbalance. And imbalances could be, when your lymphatic system is filled with fluid and not moving, that's where disease comes in. And that could be autoimmune, it could be cold, it could be inflammation, and diabetes, overweight, whatever, whatever we manifest a disease. And what's interesting, I was in school last week. I'm back in a program getting certified, doing a certification program for it's called biography work, which is based on the rhythm of how our life unfold. And one of the things that was really fascinating for me is that through it, we have these different rhythms, like when you're at work versus home, and I didn't realize how much I need rest to listen. Being severely hearing impaired and allowing myself to really energetically give my hearing energy to hear. And I didn't, it was different for me because of how tired I get. I get tired easier because I really want to hear and be connected. And as I was doing this research about lymphatic and glymphatic, there's this essence of REM sleep that's really important. And what it is to help get our dream life more alive. And our dream world is really the aspect of helping us to kind of get more of an idea of our story, our imagination, and who we are. And it's interesting how that just watching like the whale and that importance of the whale's rest, even though even through his rest, he's going to be connected as best of his ability as he's resting. So when high tide comes in, he will have the power to go back into the deeper waters. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's just a good metaphor about how do we, through life, through the challenges, through, disruption in the world, find strength. And how often do I allow myself the permission to rest, to take a moment, to be in the aspect of resting and allowing myself to kind of be in the nothingness. I feel that these last 6 months or so has been very hard on a lot of us, and for whatever the reason. And how do we allow that nervous system to have a space of just calming down and being, and allowing us to really give us the space to just be. And if you don't give yourself that time, how does that imbalance show up in your life? Where in my body do I find, where do I find myself feeling more irritable or, tightness or tired, exhausted, even in my throat, and how my throat is my voice connected more to the essence of who I am and how I, come in to myself through the rest. I'm really letting myself dive deeper into this essence of the science behind breathing, because I'm very passionate about it, but I feel like it's so crucial in what's shifting in the world, because we are shifting into a much more different vibration per se. And how do I navigate through that vibration or higher level or soul? And what does that mean to be in my soul? So I am going to start again in January doing a 30-minute breath of reboot and restart and rest session. And I'm, because I think it's just important for us to give ourselves the permission. So I do a practice every day, 10 minutes in the morning. It's actually about 15 minutes in the morning. And then it depends on my day. Sometimes I'll even do a 20-minute reconnect of just diaphragmatic breathing and kind of checking in. And I want to tell you, and then when I go to sleep, I also check in. That is more like 5 minutes and just kind of, where's my breath? What's it doing? How is my diaphragm moving? My sleep life has been hugely better. My dreams are so vivid. My body feels a lot better and stronger. And I do feel a lot more rested. And I think that it's just, so I made that decision to start doing it. Well, one, clients were asking me if I would start that again. And it's just because we don't really give ourselves the permission to just stop and breathe. And when I say this, it's not about doing yoga and breathing or qigong or singing bowls. It's about just consciously meeting your breath and how does my body feel within the breath. And I will tell you that it's not easy. It's sometimes scary because it's almost like we're going through a doorway of ourselves that really needs attention and love and a place to just rest. So, and I speak of that even in my own experience and paying attention to where my body is telling me it needs more quietness, more a place to just let me have a essence of just being, a permission to just be. So I allow that. And sometimes, you guys, it is uncomfortable. Sometimes I can't get in that space. It takes a little bit of a conscious work to really just keep breathing and just see where it takes me. So I look forward to connecting with you all, hopefully through the the Zoom classes, or other ways. I do also long distance and, live breathing. And then I also have some workshops coming up. But I really encourage everybody to just let yourself, because as we're moving into the more winter months, especially in the Midwest, to just really pay attention that we are kind of meeting a more contraction of our soul. And what that means is a place to just going more inward. And what does that mean? And and how do I allow myself to kind of slow it down a little, especially through, the Christmas holidays and, Thanksgiving and stuff. But what I want to also tap into is that I'm so grateful for this work and so grateful to have this have this knowledge of how breath can help us and be such a huge piece of a self-healing modality if you're willing to meet it and learn from it consciously. And also to just everybody take them, I don't, once the video's out, we'll have more clarity, but to just hold that whale in your heart of trying to get back out into the ocean. I hope that she can do it and find the strength to get back into the deeper waters. But to all of us also to be aware of the importance of our responsibility to that ocean, that we share that water with many beings, and even, with fishing lines and nets, and just knowing how and even our plastic, the consequences of too much and what it can do to the cetacean world. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. And it was always a pleasure to just drop in and talk about my knowledge of breath, and to be continued. Take care and have a great day.